Well, hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Now I need to ask for some forgiveness because I know it's been like a month or so since I've probably posted, but I promise it's because I have been super busy working on a project at home that I have documented and am going to start to show you here. So if you remember, one of my last videos or my last video, something like that, was my pantry DIY, where I upgraded my pantry a little bit, kind of moved some things around. And I said in that video that the reason I was doing that was because I was going to redo some of my kitchen. I needed to make room for some of the stuff that was coming out of those upper cabinets. So we have completed that project. I'm very happy with the results. I still love my pantry. It holds a lot more in there than it did before, but it's like in a way that makes it very organized and very like calming, very soothing to me, which I love. So now we're on to part 2, which is tackling that kitchen. I am going to turn my kitchen from this to this. We are not experienced in any of this by any means. We said a few swear words along the way. Maybe some of it we didn't do correctly. We just YouTubed a lot, Googled a lot, asked a lot of help from friends as far as, opinions on how to do stuff. And I really like the outcome. I've been very happy, very pleased. Hope you like it too. The first half of this video, we're going to remove the kitchen cabinets, do the maintenance there, and then start the tiling and set in the brackets, because we kind of mounted the brackets in a unique way to make them more like floating shelves. You'll be able to see that in the video. So I hope you really like this video. We're very happy with the outcome, and all it does is get me fired up to do more stuff in this house. There's been a lot of stuff that I've been meaning to do or wanting to do, but just haven't really haven't had the time or the inspiration, I guess, to start. I know my style is different than your style, but I hope you can take like what I'm doing, with a grain of salt. And I'm happy with the outcome. I'm really pleased. So if you like this video, give it a thumbs up. Please subscribe to my channel if you want to see more things. I will have a DIY playlist on my video channel. You subscribing to my channel means a lot to me. It doesn't cost you anything, but for me, it helps me so much with what I'm trying to do. And I really hope you like the video. Enjoy your week, and I will see you soon. Thank you. Now's the time to start getting rid of these cabinets. Not only were they mounted to the wall with big screws and bolts, but they were also, the different cabinets were attached to each other. And the screws were kind of like in inconspicuous places. It was hard for us to find some of them at first. So we're going to take all the screws out, get rid of these cabinets. Of course, some of them came off the wall and went directly into my pantry for my pantry makeover. And the rest will end up in the garage. And hopefully this fall, when it's not 1,000,000 degrees out, I can do a yard sale and get rid of the few that I have left. It was a lot more difficult to select the tile than I ever anticipated. Not only was I looking for something that was neutral and that had some longevity to it. I don't need the most current, the most modern style, because I want it to be something that's not too trendy, that's going to go out of style quickly. But Roger and I had different opinions from the very beginning on what we both liked, and it couldn't have been more opposite. We wanted something that wasn't like too traditional, but was classic enough that we, the tile would last more than like 3 or 4 years without it becoming very tired and dated looking. So that was our goal. It took several trips. We were able to narrow down our tile at Lowe's. There will be a link included in the description. We've officially removed all the cabinets. I degreased the walls with a heavy-duty degreaser, and we installed wood pieces in between the existing countertops. to prevent the tile from sagging where the oven and fridge would normally sit. I'll remove that wood once the tile has been laid, grouted, and it's set up for a couple days. Another thing to consider when tiling the wall is the outlets. Once you tile around them, the outlet itself will need some spacers. That's what these red things are for. I got them at Amazon and they were really cheap. Now, when we put the faceplates back on, the outlets will be sitting flush. Roger's starting his first row. Wish us luck. Okay, so here's a quick rundown of some of the supplies that we're going to need for this project. We chose a premix thin set. You can get it where it's just the powder and you mix it with water, but we figured we weren't sure how fast we were going to be able to work, so we chose pre-mixed. If you don't finish tiling in a timely fashion, you can just put the lid back on and it's ready for another day. These are 3mm tile spacers, and they make the spaces between each tile even and symmetrical, which is super important. We chose 3mm. I don't know why. It would just seem like a good one for walled. All right, this is a grout float, but Roger's been using it to apply even pressure to the tiles as he sets them. He's got his tile nippers. These will help with removing small sections of tile, but if you need larger pieces cut, especially straight cuts, we have this large tile cutter. So you will be able to see it. I believe we'll be able to show, how it cuts and everything. I don't know nothing about these tools, to be honest. Oh, and this trowel is how he's applying the thin set to the tiles. So that's it. That's what we're using right now. Maybe we'll add some more tools or some more supplies as we go along, but so far this is what we're using. And now the fun begins. Started tiling, went pretty smooth. I'm doing something called buttering the tile, where you take the thin set, you put it on the back of the tile. You can also put it on the wall. And I've looked online, most people put it on the wall. But for whatever reason, maybe because I've never done this before, I just felt like more comfortable putting it on the tile. And then instead of using that huge trowel, I use this plastic one. It's got the same notches and grooves in it. And you hold it about 90 degrees. And just make one swipe across it, make some really nice ridges in there. And it's just enough there to, to give you some grip on the wall when you go and put that tile on. It was very difficult and awkward in the beginning, but as we got going, it really got easier as we went. We're putting up our brackets in kind of a unique way. Roger actually found the stud on both sides and cut out basically the shape of the bracket backing, took the drywall out. He attached it directly to the stud and is tiling right over it. So that way it's going to have more of a, floating shelf effect when it's done, which I actually really like. He suggested this. I wanted to do it. I had seen it online before, but I didn't dare ask because I didn't want to ask him to do any more than he had already been doing. And time to get tiling. We decided we worked best with me buttering the tile, Roger setting the tile, putting the spacers in. So that's what we did for most of the rest of the job. And now's the time to make a straight cut. So what Roger did was make a mark on the tile where the tile needed to be cut. He lined up his tile inside the cutter where it needed to be. And you just kind of push down and push forward at the same time. And then when you're done, you tap on it and it should split in the right place and you'll have a nice clean cut. We have nearly completed this tiling part of the project. So tiling is just about done. We just have about a half a row of small ones left to put in. Now it's time for grout. I pick a particular kind of grout. I got it at Lowe's. It is unsanded grout, and I got it in the color bone. I think it was color 15. And when I looked online, I wasn't sure there was sanded and unsanded, and I wasn't sure. And they said for wall tile or for spaces 3 millimeters or less, that the unsanded really was the way to go. I did make an initial mistake. The previous kind I got, it was the same brand, but it was a fast setting grout, which was a huge no-no because I knew I'm not going to get this stuff up and wipe down in like 15 minutes flat. I just knew that. So I had to return it, pick up this one instead, which is the traditional kind, but it is unsanded. There's a lot more leeway when it comes to drying time and cleaning. So we're going to put this grout into all the joints, work it in there as best as we can, and then once it starts setting up, we'll go ahead and clean that tile and get as much of the grout off the tile as we possibly can. So once you're done grouting and you sponge everything to clean the grout up, it does leave like a bit of a haze over the tiles. You can kind of see a little bit where my finger just went through. And that all needs to be clean. Otherwise, it's going to stay like that forever. So I bought this cleaner, Professional's Choice, and it says that it is good for grout haze. The only other option was like an acid option. I don't know. That just kind of freaked me out. So this you mix with, like one part this to however many parts water in a spray bottle, and you clean it that way. So I'm going to get that ready, and we're going to try it and see if it works. I mixed my solution in water. I think I did about a 3-to-1, 1 part cleaning solution to 3 parts water. Shook it up a little bit. It says to spray on the wall, leave anywhere from 3 to 20 minutes, use a clean cloth. You shouldn't even have to rinse. So I'm going to try like this one strip right here, go down the wall, and I'm going to let it sit for a couple of minutes and see if it works. Wish me luck. I mean, it's definitely clean. I can see that it's clean. It's just very hard to pick up on camera. It's such a fine haze that unless you're standing like in the right light, you totally can't tell. But I can tell you this whole area here that I just did is super clean, super shiny. Well, as you can see, we're done round 1 or phase 1 of this project. Ooh, look at my hair. It's pretty bad. All the tiling's been done, grouted. I have not sealed yet. The next phase is going to be to work on the shelving, get it sanded, stained, polyurethane, mount it. Oh, we have the new range hood. We have a new range hood that needs to be installed. Look at the difference. Before, it was that gray on gray tone, very closed in, very kind of sad. You can see, look how shiny it is right now. I just polished it. I really love the colors that we chose. We wanted something that was still neutral, but could go either way with cool tones or warm tones. And I think this tile accomplished it. You can make these projects as expensive or as inexpensive as you want to. It honestly just depends on how much money you're willing to spend. I do feel like maybe we compromised a little bit when it came to, our tiling options, but if all I was doing was tiling underneath my cabinets and doing, a typical backsplash, I would have not really thought about the cost of the tile per square foot. But when you're doing the whole wall, it kind of changes things a bit. So I am glad that we went with the color that we went with. I want to thank all of you for tuning in today, and I hope to see you again soon. And please don't forget, if you like this video, if you want to see more of these kinds of videos, go ahead, like the video, click the subscribe button. There's no obligation to you. It's all free, and it just helps support my page and lets me know that what I'm doing is kind of worth my while. So again, I want to thank you very much. I stay tuned. I will see you very soon. Bye.